Sparks' Odysseus project, we have book 14.
Which is the best one, right, Sophia?
Uh-huh. The best. Thanks, Mrs. Sparks.
So, okay, to start off, the ending of book 13 says how Athena leads Odysseus towards Eumaeus, the swineherd, and disguises him as an old man. He won't recognize him. Book 14. He has to climb a bunch of hills, go and talk to Eumaeus. When he gets there, all these dogs come rushing towards him. They're all like, rah, rah, rah. They're Eumaeus' dogs to guard the 360 pigs that he has.
Wow! Wow, look at all 360 of those pigs! Wow!
And he cowers into like a ball on cement. He's like, Eumaeus opens a gate so the dogs will go away. And then Eumaeus says, come in, I'll be hospitable and give you stuff like food. He tells him how much shame he already has from gods about his lost master. He tells the old man how much the city needs Odysseus back. How Eumaeus, how he thinks that Odysseus is dead. Really, he's like sitting right there.
In disguise.
Yeah. Odysseus says, oh no, he'll come back, don't worry. Eumaeus slaughters 2 pigs.
Mm-hmm. After they're talking,
hospitable.
Yeah,
Hospitable. Like slaughtering, skewing them in front of somebody, like skinning them. Welcome to my home. So, he asks Odysseus, who is he? Where did he come from?
He talks about Odysseus. People think that he thinks that he's dead, which he isn't because he's obviously in disguise right there in front of him. And he talks about how when word got out about that, the suitors back where Penelope is on Ithaca are harassing her. They're eating all his food, yakking it up in his place, you know. They think he's dead. That's just like really rude and stuff.
Really rude.
The suitors did that.
Suitors. You know how Homer, like...
Who's Homer?
He extends his stories like on and on and on. Odysseus has to do this with a flashback telling about how he got there, but it's all made up because he's disguised as an old man and he can't be shown as Odysseus in front of Eumaeus.
Wait, you need to stop. Well, the big lie that he tells goes a little something like this.
Oh, hi there. I'm here to tell you about the old man's long story. It starts off with him being very adventurous, and he's very adventurous and stuff. He had a lot of fighting spirit. Zeus didn't like him very much, so he went to Troy, and it took a lot of years. It took 9 years to get through with all that stuff. And then he went to Egypt. He went to Egypt! Ding, da-da-ding, ding, 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 ding. When he was there, he sent people out to go scouting, but then all of a sudden, his crew went berserk, I tells you, and they blundered, and they stole women, stole children, and they killed men, and then he didn't understand Zeus is causing all this madness, and then he went to the king and was getting on his knees, and he was, oh, king, spare me, hug, hug, hug. Please spare me! And he was kissing his knees and was hugging his knees. He was all begging to be spared. And then the king, he feared Zeus and stuff. Zeus is always nice to strangers. He took him in, and he was in Egypt for 7 years. He had a guy who came, and he called him onto a boat. And then this big storm came. Then he was all washing away and stuff. The Zeus guy, the Thunderbolt guy, he spared him. And then he was found on a beach by two kings. And that's when he first heard about Odysseus. Sooner or later he got a boat, and then he started sailing away. Well, these people were tricking him again, and they ripped up his clothes, and they were about to take him into slavery, and they tied him up. But the gods untied him. They untied him. And he was untied. He jumped into the water and swam away, and then he ended up there with the swineherd. That's the story. A big fat lie. See ya.
Yeah. That was great.
Yeah.
And then he's just like, wow, that was an incredible story, but I think part of it I kind of don't believe, because I heard word from somebody else that Odysseus was sailing somewhere else with a lot of treasure and plunder and stuff, and so he doesn't believe the stranger's story about how he saw Odysseus and stuff. He's like, if I'm a liar, then throw me off the rocks. And then he's like, why would I do that? Because yeah?
He's all like, I'm really hospitable. I brought you into my home, I served you food, I murdered a pig in front of you. Why would I kill you all of a sudden? He says I already have shame, from gods about his master, Zeus and stuff. He says, wait until all my suitors come back from town. At the very beginning, he sends people to town to get more pigs so he can eat them. Yeah, so he says, wait for the suitors to come. We can all have a huge feast of pigs. It'll be great, and we can eat food.
Whoa! Change of scenery. Okay, my hair's down. That's just weird. And he orders some of his men to go and get the fattest hog to eat. After that, they eat for a long time.
Odysseus is like, okay, well, this is great, but you guys have forced me to want to tell you more stories because this is a perfect setting and everyone's enjoying themselves, so let me start again the flashback.
And then he's just like, okay, I'm saying that the wine has told me so. I'm drunk and stuff, so I'm just gonna tell more stories. He tells a story of when him and Odysseus and their men went to Troy, and one night he forgot his cloak at camp. I mean, who does that? He's just like, I'm cold, blah blah blah, and he wakes Odysseus up.
Odysseus! Odysseus, wake up! I left my cloak at camp. I'm cold.
And Odysseus tells his crew that they're changing courses. And then he's like, yes, so now you must give me new clothing. The swineherd says, dude, we only have like one thing of clothing per person, so you're just gonna have to stay in those filthy rags you have. He's like, oh, okay. And he's like, tomorrow you will leave. When the night came, they went off their separate ways. Odysseus slept inside. The swineherd slept outside. The end. Yay!
Did good on the quiz.
Yeah.